How do you get people to trust your brand and business? It's easier to sell to those who trust you or your brand, and it's easier for your lack of resources to be excused when you're trusted. Trust is the willingness to be vulnerable for a beneficial outcome. Now, a beneficial outcome may have a positive or negative experience in the journey, but the outcome is usually beneficial. Trust is not a request, it is first earned and then built. Now, trust is a risk, and people know this because it opens the doorway for exploitation. People can still be possibly exposed to the dangers of their fears even after trusting. Hence, customers and people in general don't want a naive, projected trust. Trust is a journey into the unknown. No one makes this journey from a place of weakness or even with a stranger. Most business deals are based on trust, and until a person's trust is earned, their answer to whatever you want is no, unless they are very desperate. Now, there are certain elements that are misinterpreted as trust. For instance, giving trust. Most businesses and business owners believe that by giving trust and trusting their clients and customers that it gets reciprocated. But giving trust doesn't necessitate the reciprocation of trust, because the customers know they are risking more and they can see through your schemes of trying to gain their trust by giving your trust that probably cost you nothing. Also, most people on businesses believe that by offering value, they should be trusted, but value is subjective. So, offering value alone doesn't mean you get trust back from customers, even though value is an indicator for trust. So, how do you earn firm trust? This goes through a funnel that at the top of this you have relationship, next you have ability, and then belief, and then value, and what gets filtered out ultimately is trust. Now, without going through this process, you don't just have a neutral response from clients and customers. What you have is a negative response, which is a no. So it's important that every single one of these steps is being paid attention to. Now, talking about relationship, the relationships with your customers must be built on mutual benevolence. What this means is that you have to genuinely care about what they care about. Not just for the intention of buying, but for the intention of caring. You have to know when their birthdays are, know what they care about, what their interests are, and genuinely show response in regards to this. And with that, build a relationship with them based on what they care about. Now, this moves the negative response of trust just close to neutral, but not exactly neutral. Next is ability, which is some sort of a competence that would facilitate excellence from your own point of view or from the way you do business. There have to be something your business does, not necessarily better than others, but positively different from others. And that is some sort of a strength it possesses. And these have to be exemplified in the way you do business. Some sort of an ability your business does or has that does things effectively and efficiently. And with relationship and ability, you move the response you get from trust to neutrality, from no to a bit neutral. Now, to move this to something a bit positive, you need a sense of belief. Belief talks about a vision, which is not just a reason for the existence of your business, but what you ultimately want to achieve with this business. Some sort of a puzzle you point people at that you're trying to solve, a world you're trying to create, something that a collective number of people feel some sense of alignment towards, something that makes people spare your inadequacies because they can see what you're trying to build. Something that is profound enough to inspire hope in the hearts of people. Something that would take beyond you to build. Because if it requires just you to build it, it's just an ambition and not a vision. Creating a sense of belief moves trust a bit positive away from neutrality. But finally adding value, something that solves a problem, something that is some sort of a positive deviation from the normal to solve a problem, something that prompts people's action, something that moves people away from pain or towards pleasure, something valuable to people would actually earn you firm trust. And like you can see, what gets filtered out ultimately from this funnel is trust. This is a journey that starts ultimately from building relationship with people to an ability to some sense of belief and ultimately value. It is important and more advantageous for you to start building trust around your brand and business at a very early stage, because it automates marketing for you. It's easier to get people who trust your brand and business to buy from you. But more importantly, the easiest kind of marketing is free marketing, and that is marketing done by those who trust your brand and are willing to share it with others even without you having to pay them.